Welcome to every movie I've ever seen. Today, the movie that we're going to be talking about is The Haunted Mansion. This came out in 2003, starring Eddie Murphy. And Dimitri, you picked this movie in particular to
Did you say
watch.
Eddie? Did you say Eddie Mercy?
I said Eddie Murphy, although I wish Eddie Murphy would give me some mercy after watching this movie. You picked this. Why?
You said a spooky movie. That was the first thing that came into my head for spooky.
Well, why? Is that the first thing that came to me? You didn't think
I know
Halloween? You didn't
because like the
think
name of it's a haunted mansion. What's more spooky than that's scary? It's not
it?
terrifying. It's not horror. It's spooky. It's a haunted mansion.
Interesting insight to how your mind works. You had a whole plethora of horror movies to pick for on this special Halloween episode, and you go for The Haunted Mansion, a movie you
No, you said
saw.
spooky. Spooky is not intimidating. It's like
Spooky is spooky. Halloween is spooky. You need
I wouldn't
to
call it
evaluate your.
spooky. I'd call it.
You need to reevaluate your definition of spooky, man. Come on, Halloween is spooky. What else would you call it?
I'd call it thrilling.
Yeah, spooky. Same thing. Thrilling, spooky.
Spooky. Well, haunted mansion is spooky for me.
Haunted Mansion is not very spooky at all. Haunted Mansion is like 15-year is like 10-year-old kid spooky.
Yeah, I think the word spooky is like vocabulary of a 10-year-old kid. Nobody nobody describes Halloween as spooky.
You don't see that spooky scale? Like they have the spooky scale where it's like not spooky and then too spooky.
And then Fox Mulder at the top of the scale.
Anyway, I saw this. Uh, you haven't seen it since 2003 and you watched some of it.
I watched it in theaters in 2003.
What made you go see it?
I have no clue, but I saw it.
And how much did you watch of this?
I watched the whole thing.
No, I mean recently. You were going to try and rewatch it. And your camera went away again. This is really professional. I don't even think you realize I changed your name.
What?
Okay. Your camera went away again, by the way. You're such a professional.
Man, you brought me into this meeting. You can take me out.
I should have just asked Richard again. So you rewatched it today. How far did you get into it?
What?
How far did you get into it?
49 minutes.
And it's like, where is that? Where did that happen? What happened? What was the last thing you saw?
Right after the spooky carriage ride.
That doesn't feel like 49 minutes.
Yeah, the movie's only 88 minutes.
Yeah. So I guess you saw about half of it.
Yeah.
So was it as good as you remembered?
It was as spooky as I remember. Eddie Murphy's an interesting actor.
Eddie Murphy. Yeah. Why does your camera keep cutting out, man? What are you doing that it keeps going away?
I don't know.
Is this the first? I'm trying to think if this is the first Eddie Murphy movie I've seen.
Like today.
Like, yeah, like all time.
How have you...
I'm trying to think, but I can't think of anything.
Shrek?
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Seen Shrek. But yeah, I don't know if you really consider animated movies
Well, I
because
guess he's not a lead. Well, he isn't. He is a lead.
he is a lead, but it's not him. Like I wouldn't consider Shrek a Mike Myers movie either, you know, because it's not.
Debatable.
It's a Shrek. It's Shrek because Shrek's the main character. It's just a voice. They could have gotten anybody, you know.
mean, I guess. Tell
And
that to Mike Myers.
the donkey doesn't look like Eddie Murphy, or
It
does
kind of
it?
does a little bit.
Yeah, they do that, unfortunately. I don't understand why they feel the need to make animated characters look like their voice actors.
Eddie Murphy was on a roll at the time of this movie.
I mean, I understand it. It's a Disney film based on a ride, which is something Disney does apparently. They'll take a ride and make a movie about it. Can you hear me when your camera goes away? Can you still hear me? I should care more about this, but I just can't bring myself to. You can't even hear me, can you?
Now I can.
So, like I said, I'm not even going to bother repeating it. Anyway, I can understand this, though. It's Disney. Uh, you know,
How old is the ride, though?
the ride's probably old. Maybe like 80s or
Then why
90s.
would they just make a movie now?
I don't know, because they only like just got the idea for it. This is like
I
right before.
guess.
This is like right before, like a couple months before Pirates of the Caribbean. And they were
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, we should make movies based on our rides. That would be good." Well, because
Well, see, the
remember,
problem is they didn't pick a franchise. They picked Pirates of the Caribbean, but then they did a one-off.
yeah. Well, they didn't do a. They made Pirates of the Caribbean a franchise.
I know, but I'm saying like Haunted Mansion is just
Well, yeah, because Pirates of the Caribbean was a halfway decent movie. This was garbage.
called garbage.
But I mean, well, it's got to be old because remember in Jurassic Park, they reference Pirates of the Caribbean. Jeff Goldblum has that line where like because Richard Attenborough's character is like every theme park has setbacks, and then Jeff Goldblum's character goes, yeah, but when Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates don't eat the tourists. So there's a little. There was a little. So at least back in 1993, Pirates of the Caribbean, the theme park existed, theme park ride. I don't know about Haunted Mansion. I'm not too well versed on the Haunted Mansion history.
Well, maybe that's why we can't appreciate the movie.
But I feel like even if we were, that it wouldn't help because apparently the movie's nothing like the theme park ride. Apparently it was very unfaithful.
That's confusing too. Why would they do that?
I don't know, just like profiting off the name. Like, ooh, people like the ride. The extremely generic name of our ride.
Yeah,
Let's make a movie on it.
The Haunted Mansion is not even a Disney brand.
And there's honestly no other. It's extremely super generic that there somehow isn't even other Haunted Mansion movies. When you suggested Haunted Mansion, I feel like I'm going to pull a fast one on him. I bet there's going to be another Haunted Mansion movie, and we'll watch that instead, because I don't really want to watch this. And there wasn't.
I tried to do the opposite to you. I was like, I guess there isn't another Haunted Mansion. Because I was just thinking something else.
I was hoping there, because sometimes there's multiple versions of a movie. There's two movies called Frozen, and they're drastically different movies. Have you seen the other Frozen? There's two.
No.
I said there's two movies called Frozen, and they're different movies. It's drastically different. Have you seen either one?
I haven't, actually.
Well, the Frozen that I like is Shawn Ashmore stuck in a ski lift. And yeah.
Like Iceman?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's stuck in a ski lift.
Was this prior to Iceman?
I want to say no. Wasn't the first X-Men he was pretty young in the first X-Men too?
Yeah.
First X-Men was maybe like 99 or something. And then
Yeah,
X-Men 2 was 2001.
Yeah.
And then X3 was 2003. And then Origins Wolverine was 2008. I'm just saying numbers now at this point. And then we went to First Class, which is
Okay.
2010.
Yep. Movies and years.
Days of Future Past is 2014. I don't know. I give up. Ask me when the Saw movies came out. I can do that one. You know when the Saw movies were released?
God, the first one was that like 90 something?
No, the first one was 2004.
2004? Okay.
Saw 2 was released in 2005. Saw 3 was released in 2006. Saw 4 was released in 2007. Saw 5 was released in 2008.
Wow.
Saw 6 was released in 2009. I believe Saw 6 was Saw 3D. No,
I think it is.
because one. And then
No.
Saw 7.
Is Saw 5 3D?
No, it's
No.
6 or 7. One's the final chapter. Yeah, good idea. Call a movie the final chapter. That never. Aren't there like 2 Freddy movies called The Final?
Yeah, I think so.
Like one's like Friday the 13th, the final chapter, and then one's like Jason Returns, the final Friday or something.
Yeah.
Just never do final in your movie.
I don't care. We'll call the first one the final. Come up number 2 next year.
Saw 1, the final chapter. I feel like that's
That's
something
all
we
you're
would.
getting.
I feel like that's something we would do. No, that's something specifically you would do because you wouldn't want to make another one of these. You would make one and like I don't want to make another one of these movies. I'm gonna call a final chapter in it. The Shape, the final chapter. Because you wouldn't want to do another one of those, would you?
What?
The Shape.
The Shape? No.
See? So you would put the final chapter in it because you wouldn't want to make a sequel to
Yeah.
The Shape. You'd be like, The
Well, you could
Shape.
call like the first one. Like nobody ever calls it one,
True.
because that's saying like I'm gonna make another one.
That's getting a little ahead of yourself. That's being a
Yeah.
little egotistical. Like maybe James Cameron would have done that. Avatar 1. He's got the
Well, they
next
do the
5
beginning.
planned. It's true. But that's not implying more because, it could be the beginning and then at the end of the movie, it's already the end.
Beginning, yeah.
The end of the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of tropes in it.
Did the effects seem okay to you?
Yeah, that's actually something I noticed is that for 2003 they seemed decent.
Well, is it just because it's ghosts and like ghost effects don't have to be all that great? Isn't like ghosts
I
because
mean,
it's like they're see-through and blue. I feel like that's easy to do as
yeah,
an
they've been
effects
doing that
person.
forever.
Yeah, like see-through and glowing blue. They did that back in Star Wars.
I mean, I guess there's still like the instrument scene and whatever.
Which I didn't see anything special. And then there's like
It was,
the head in the glass bowl, which feels like that's easy to do.
they were surprisingly passable though.
Yeah, I feel like
This is
I feel like
Disney.
these effects are probably pretty easy to do. Like anybody could do them. It's like laser eyes. Anybody who's halfway decent at editing could edit laser eyes.
Eh,
Yeah.
good laser eyes. It's another
Yeah.
story.
Well, yeah, I would say even good laser eyes, I mean,
See, what's easy is laser eyes, but it's like when the subject getting lasered is like moving, and you have to direct the eyes down. That's when it starts getting
well,
difficult.
that's a whole nother thing because it starts with the eyes and it's got to go down. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You have to not only follow the subject,
People
but
talk about people talk. You say laser eyes is difficult, but what you don't understand. True difficulty in movies is picking things up off the ground. Okay. You'd be surprised. Picking things up off the ground and stepping on things is extremely difficult in movies.
probably a
Yeah.
couple. A couple takes, they can get it done.
I don't know. You'd be surprised. You hear about like Kubrick does like 700 takes of something. He must have been
Yeah.
asking pretty demanding stuff. Okay, was that scene? There was that scene in The Shining where Jack Nicholson steps on something. Probably a couple takes there at least.
Well, you got to get it perfect.
Yeah.
Even, after they go through the footage, you're like, there was plenty of that were fine. But, they had to do it over and over again.
Do you think this movie would have been better? I wonder if it like would have meant something more to people who knew the ride. Was there like is like any of this even from the ride, or just does it have like nothing to do with the ride at all?
It seems like something that should have been 3D.
I bet it was 3D. I bet you
No.
anything it was 3D.
No, it wasn't.
I think it was.
No, there was no option.
I bet
saw
it
in
was.
theaters, there was no 3D option.
You don't know. It was 2003. You were what? 9? You were what? 8 years old? 7? Because you're a year younger than me.
Yeah.
And I was 9 in 2004. I remember it because that's how old I was when I watched the TV show Lost. So yeah, 2008, I would have been 8. No, 2003, I would have been 8.
17. It was 8. It was 8.
You were 7 probably.
7.
Because you were 7 for most of 2003.
Yeah.
It's having the birthday in the later months.
But I think it could have been 3D.
I bet it was 3D.
Then maybe if it was 3D, maybe they couldn't tell the story they wanted.
That's like 2003 is prime. Like, let's try and make 3D work. That's like Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It could have worked. Could have been great.
It wasn't like. I guess it wasn't obvious 3D because there's no like, let's go over there. Let's go over there. There was none of that, which happened a lot in Spy Kids 3D. And you can tell that's a movie you can tell a movie is 3D if they have, whoa, look at that.
Old 3D though, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Avatar came out, everybody's like 3D, freaking awesome.
Then The Hobbit tried to do like HDR, like high frame rate or something.
Weird.
It did. I guess some people didn't like it very much. But it was supposed to get rid of like motion blur, which bothers filmmakers because filmmakers are all like snotty people and want it to be as good looking as possible. Like, I don't feel like that.
It's actually like the opposite when making Equation of Doom. Like I'm glad this isn't an HD.
It's true.
It's a lot easier to make it in low quality.
We did that on purpose. Okay, we had the option to make it HD, but we made it SD on purpose. Okay, everything we did with Equation of Doom was planned. We thoroughly thought that film trilogy out.
Yeah, especially the name.
I'm trying to think of other Eddie Murphy movies I may or may not have seen.
Eddie Daycare?
Maybe, God.
Beverly Hills Cop?
No. I might have seen Daddy Daycare like in theaters when I was like 5 years old or some shit.
The Adventures of Pluto Nash?
No. You know who I usually think of?
America?
You know who I think of sometimes with Eddie Murphy? Chris Rock. Are they like similar at all? I mean, they're both comedians. They both sometimes do.
No, because Eddie Murphy used to do more mature movies, but eventually, like, it became more tame and family friendly. Chris Rock kind of always stayed in that irreverent kind of.
Chris Rock did the Jay and Silent Bob. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because like Chris Rock is in this new show. Well, I guess it's not a new show. It's like Fargo. He's in a new season of Fargo.
Yeah.
And I see trailers for it, and I can't take him seriously. He doesn't.
It's all comedians. They always have to get serious.
But like, I look at him and like, I'm waiting. It's like whenever I see him in a dramatic role, I'm just like waiting for him to crack the joke. He's in the new Saw movie, Spiral. For some reason, Chris Rock wants to make a Saw movie with Samuel L. Jackson. I'm like, what? What is going on here?
Every comedian has eventually tried to do all serious things.
So I think you have like a range of funny. Like eventually you stop being funny or something.
Well, then you just stop. Just stop.
About Ice Cube. Ice Cube. What made him go from NWA to, what was that?
Well, he went from NWA to Ice Cube.
When was that? So he had like a solo thing or something?
Yeah.
I've never heard any song by Ice Cube.
Really?
Not that I can think of. I mean,
Today Was a Good Day.
No. I mean, maybe there's some song that like, oh, Ice Cube sings that. Okay. But what's that movie where he's like, where Ice Cube's like in a boat, like water rafting or something? We're in like a life preserver. It's some like family friendly.
Are we there yet?
I think it might be Are We There Yet?
Yeah. And then he had his Cube Vision. That's his own production company.
Why family films? Why didn't he take like the ludicrous role and go into like an action thing? Well, no. When was Ghost of Mars in all this?
That was beforehand.
So Ghost of Mars was like before he.
Yeah, that was. I think like that was probably one of his like breakout roles.
So Ghosts of Mars is like when they're trying. Like, ooh, we got this rapper guy in our movie.
Well, yeah, because
that's why they put him in. But like with like Are We There Yet? It's Ice Cube trying to be Ice Cube the actor, not Ice Cube the rapper in a movie. Like Dwayne Johnson, early Dwayne Johnson roles like the Mummy, like the Mummy Returns. He was, ooh, we got this wrestler guy in our movie.
Well, I don't.
Now he's trying to be
because they try to sell it to the audience.
Actor.
Like people that are fans of his rap might watch Ghosts of Mars. But then when they don't do that, they're like, what's driving us as Ice Cube, the family guy?
Which wasn't a very good movie, Ghosts of Mars.
Ghosts of Mars is pretty bad. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like other rappers that I know of.
Ludacris.
I mentioned Ludacris because he went straight into like Fast and Furious, and he did the second one, right?
What?
Wasn't he in Too Fast, Too Furious, Ludacris? Or
yeah.
And who was in Tokyo Drift? Wasn't like Little Bow Wow or something in Tokyo Drift?
I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that one either. I can see your shades. You panned over and I can see your shades. It's not blocking out everything, man. You gotta be careful.
I'm fine.
Okay, calm down there. Eddie Murphy.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon.
What have we seen? Rap to movies or movies to rap?
I don't know.
LL Cool J.
He was in Halloween, wasn't he? That's like the only thing. The only movie I know him from. He survived a Halloween movie.
TV shows. He was in Deep Blue Sea.
Samuel L. Jackson, right? Hit him with that movie trivia knowledge. I know all the movie trivia.
I literally said Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, and I said Samuel L. Jackson was in it. Yeah, she was.
He gets eaten by the shark.
Yeah. The shark like jumps out of a pool or something.
Yeah.
There's like an opening in the floor. I think it's called a moon pool. Like submarines pop up into it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's like if they have a base underwater, and there's like the air pocket in here, and a submarine will do, and then
just like poke up.
Yeah.
Except that time it was the shark.
Yeah. Which I guess the moon pool should be able to like close. So.
And then there's Shaq, who went from basketball to movies to rap. Two giant advertisements.
to everything. Shaq went from basketball to
Video
like
game.
to like movie parodies where he played himself, and then to everything. Because like he was in a Scream movie where he played him.
Rap. He did rap too. He did rap albums.
Oh God, was it any good?
No.
What is it like? I'm Shaq. I play basketball.
No,
Cheap
I'm pretty sure.
dominoes.
I've listened to one of the songs and he rhymes something with pooper scooper. That's all I remember.
Uh, what has Eddie Murphy done recently? Hasn't he like? Is he like
Um,
retired?
Mr. something. I can't
Oh,
remember. It was like a Netflix movie or something like that. I don't know.
Mr. Something.
It's Mr. something. I don't know. It was, you know what it was? It was a serious movie.
He did that 1,000 words.
I don't remember that one.
Apparently, it was crap. It was like it's got like a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is hard to do. Not many movies have 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Eddie Murphy used to be like really well respected. I'm sure. I mean, he still is, but
Fuck Eddie Murphy. That's the new mantra around. We have no respect for Eddie Murphy anymore.
don't mention that name around here. This is like on one of those YouTube videos. Like, what happened to Eddie Murphy?
It'll be one of those articles. It'll be like, why no one works with Eddie Murphy anymore.
Yeah.
You see all those articles and like, what was it? There was the article of Keanu Reeves on why no one wants to work with Keanu Reeves anymore. That's great. And Joel Edgerton has big plans for Uncle Owen in the new Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. And then my favorite article, I think, is Shia LaBeouf to play his dad in biopic about himself. That was great. Then there was another one I don't think I shared with you, or maybe I did. It was like Kevin James's beard is out of control in his new movie. Oh,
I enjoy the headline I sent the other day.
what was it?
Like unmasked person on plane coughs on everybody, or like coughs on passengers and says everybody dies sometimes. It's such a wild twist. Our headlines are now unmasked person.
I didn't even think about it that way. So like I guess you could rob a store without a mask, and it would like make it easier to rob it, but easier to identify yourself.
Yeah, I know.
It's like no one's gonna go near you because you don't have a mask on, and if someone gets near you, you don't have to shoot them. You just cough at them. It
It's a wild time we're living in.
is.
Freaking Eddie Murphy. Lost all respect for him.
He's almost worse than Shaq.
Shaq. Don't take can't lose respect for that guy.
I guess comedians transitioning to movies doesn't bother me as much because they're like comedians and then they just do comedies.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't bother me is like when like sports people transition to movies or like martial arts guys. Like what's the guy like Don the Dragon something? Don the
Donnie
Dragon.
Yen.
No, not Donnie Yen. Don the Dragon Wilson, I think. He was in some bad sci-fi movie I watched and rummage sale movie.
No, I don't know that one.
Yeah, he was in like The Last Sentinel with Katie Sackhoff, overrated actress.
Well, it worked out well for him.
Don Wilson, was the world's largest wildlife reserve.
Yeah, but I don't know what the difference really is from comedian to movie. I guess it's so radically different.
Yeah, I guess it comes down to like the writing too, because you know when you're a comedian, you're
Yeah,
writing your own stuff.
a lot of the times they also like scale down movies for sports stars. You gotta give this one a gimme or something.
Yeah,
It's like you go into it already being treated like an idiot.
it's true. Movies like to treat you like you're an idiot. Not Primer. Primer doesn't want to treat you like an idiot. Primer's like, I hope you have a degree in mathematics. If not, you're fucked.
Hope you have a degree in everything. And you still won't understand it.
Oh, you're not an engineer? Man, this movie's not for you, man.
But who made Primer? Like, do they hold degrees in quantum physics?
I believe Shane Carruth is like an engineer or something, and he like just decided to make a movie. Shane Carruth has only made 2 movies so far.
When an engineer makes a movie, it's Primer.
Primer and Upstream Color are the only 2
I
movies
haven't seen Upstream Color.
It's pretty good. He was going to make The Modern Ocean, which was going to have like a big cast, like Keanu Reeves was going to be in it. And then it never happened. And then before that, he was going to make another movie, like A Topiary, which was like about kids creating this big ass robot thing. They never saw the light of day. It's unfortunate. He's just like a hermit. No one knows what he does or what he's up to. It's weird. I respect him for it.
I've lost all respect for Shane Carruth.
I never had respect. No one respects Eddie Murphy anymore. I don't see him anymore. Like, I don't see him pop up in trailers or anything.
Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Because he's not doing anything. Mr. Jones, or was it? I think it was Mr. Jones. It was fairly well received.
It's like they did that. Wasn't Eddie Murphy was... Whoa, what was that noise? Anyway, Eddie Murphy, he was Doolittle, right? He was the original Dr. Doolittle, or one of the Dr. Doolittle?
Not the original, but...
He was one of them, right?
I mean, he was like the second Dr. Doolittle. No, he was like the third. He was the third, I think.
He was the third. No.
Oh my god, he was the third.
No.
I've got it, finally.
What is Dr. Doolittle? Is that like originally a book or something? Some random asshole who talks to animals?
I don't know.
What is Ace Ventura? Is that...
Ace Ventura is just a movie, I think.
Crappy one.
I've lost all respect for you.
Freaking Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey and Will Ferrell. Crappy
Jim
ass.
Carrey's an interesting case because he's like half movie star, half comedian.
Jim Carrey's an interesting case because he's half movie star, half crazy person. Have you heard him?
Like funny movies and serious movies and like comedies. And...
Have you heard him talk? Like he talks about like these crazy conspiracy theories. Like at
sure
one,
it's not just like a skit or something.
I don't know. So like on the red carpet talking crazy. Did you see that Terrence Howard red carpet interview he gave? He was like on LSD or something. It was like, where do the straight lines come from? Because if you look at the flowers, there are no curves. Like, what the hell is he talking about? I gotta send that to you so you can watch that because it's hilarious.
It's a good point though. Where do straight lines come from?
He's talking about like and tomorrow I'm gonna have this YouTube video up where I prove gravity isn't real. Like, what?
Terrence Howard, that's such a random person to do that too.
And it's great because the interview lady is like, okay, so you're in this movie. Like she has like no idea how to react to that. But so haunted mansion.
Terrence Howard for crazy.
Haunted Mansion. It's not very funny either, is it?
No, it's not. It's kind of bland.
I was waiting for like I was watching. I was thinking like, okay, what's the line people quote from this movie all the time? I'm gonna watch it and see if I can find the quotable line that happens. And like, I couldn't find anything like quotable.
That's the thing. Like it. That's why I
I
said
just
like.
watched it a couple hours ago. I can't even quote the damn movie.
Well, that's why you said like it's garbage. It's not really garbage.
Well, it's
It's
not
not
very
good.
good. It's not very
It's
good at
not good.
all.
I mean, it's not good at all, but it's not garbage. I think it's like a 5 on IMDb.
Out of 30. Terrence Stamp
Yeah.
is okay, I guess. This just looks like something that like 10-year-olds would eat up. Like, but there's not even like 10-year-old humor. There's no like poop or fart jokes in it that those stupid fuckers would eat up. It's just like, I mean,
Well, that's the thing too. Is like there's not. They don't really try to push anything spooky, like scary.
they don't push anything funny either.
Yeah, I know. So it just kind of.
It's just there. Like,
You think from Disney they would have like
I don't know.
something better to
Disney
it?
doesn't try all that much.
They
like,
did
yeah.
in 2003. Okay.
Did they though? Disney's just like, they'll eat this schlock up. Make another Avengers movie. Meh.
Well, did the Haunted Mansion bomb?
Probably not. I don't think people liked it. You know that thing of making another one with Guillermo del Toro. Well, no, he's not going to direct it. Guillermo del Toro seems like the Charlie Brown of Hollywood. I always read about him being attached to some project, and then he's like not attached anymore.
Because fuck, he's got some weird ideas.
He was going to make the new Hobbit movies, but then Peter Jackson came along. He's like, no, Guillermo, no Hobbit for you. And he was going to make the Haunted Mansion sequel, like a more faithful Haunted Mansion, and then he was going to direct it, and then like a couple years later, like, I'm not directing, I'm just writing it. And then a couple years later, there's like, I'm not involved. These people are going to make it now. I'm going to go make a fish movie, but a lady wants to sleep with a fish.
He just gets up one day.
Going to win Oscars.
Do that movie instead.
Oh, did you? Oh, I can't think of it but do you know there's some movie that's like continuing the mythology of Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
What's not Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
No, but it is like, I think there's like a movie about the children of superheroes, and one of the characters is the daughter of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and like Lava Girl comes back as like old Lava Girl and like plays the same character again. This is like a real movie I heard about. I'm telling you the truth here.
I never even saw Shark Boy and Lava Girl, so.
But like, I guess they're not bringing back Taylor Lautner to play Shark Boy. But like, what the fuck's Taylor Lautner doing that he can't play Shark Boy again?
He did that one like espionage movie or whatever.
He's in like parkour movies. Like Taylor Lautner is claiming the parkour genre of movies, and that's about it.
They stopped making those in like 2009 though.
He hasn't done it. What has he done since Twilight?
So he did like one spy movie or something.
Yeah, apparently we're getting more Shark Boy and Lava Girl content. Looking forward to that, huh?
He's just in it doing parkour.
Okay, well, anything else you want to say about Haunted Mansion?
Nope. I think we covered it.
Yep. We thoroughly discussed this movie that Dimitri only saw half of.
I've seen the whole thing.
Sure you have.
I walked out at 49 minutes in the movie theater when I was 7. Like, I'm done.
Okay, well, I guess that's all we have to say about Haunted Mansion. Thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, talk to you all later.